Morning, guys. Hiya. Yeah, I've got a smile on my face still because the FCD Mk4 Plus Adjust 2021 Ghost Box portal is doing really well. We knew it would do because it's such a popular ghost box. That's used by Ghost Dimensions, who've been on the TV, and a lot of other paranormal investigators and groups in the UK and all over the world. Basically have been using the Mk4 for several years now and getting great results with it. But as every time we um, advance the Mk4 and bring it out again as a new product from FCD, we get the other ghost builders, which I've mentioned many times in other videos, especially from the USA, who have been having a monopoly on ghost boxes for many years now. I'm going to mention their names, they know who they are, and sell them at outlandish prices. They're just ridiculous. And because of that, they're jealous, and they're jealous of FCD. And what they do is they get people to attack us, and they try to slander you on the platforms that you actually sell from. As in our case, they can't do it on our own website. We actually came off eBay because of the stupidity that we found there all the time with these people, and decided to just sell on their own website and on Etsy. And lo and behold, the Mk4 comes out. Just before that, we brought the Astral out, and we had a customer from California bought an Astral. Seemed quite a decent person. You'll see from the conversation I'm going to put up on the screen in a minute or so. Again, not mentioning any names, but this person from the start wanted something very different. And I said to Helen at the time, you know, your antenna goes up because you get used to the same process. These that attack all use the same process. You get used to it. You can see it really clearly. And what they do is they try to get you into the confidence first. That's how they work. But you know, you've got to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I've had many customers I've been really happy to help, and you know, I'll go out of my way if I can do for them. They're really genuine, they're lovely people. But you do get this other kind of person that is operating from a different viewpoint completely. Anyway, this person bought an Astral, as I say, in February, only a few weeks ago, and received it. Received it actually 4 days ago. It's 5 days now after I'm making this video, probably longer if you watch the video in the future. But never said anything about it. Never mentioned anything about it at all. They've had it for a week, and you know. Then after the week, coincidentally, with the launch of the Mk4 Plus Adjust on Etsy, we get a message from this customer using the Mk4 Plus Adjust selling page, not the Astral on the board, because it shows you a picture of when you get the message of where they've sent it from. So I'm just going to show you, these are the messages started to pan out, okay? So I'm going to just nip on to here, you've just seen that, so we don't need to see that, do we? Right, here we go. Just before they bought the Astral, this person sent me a couple of messages. And the first message on the 19th of Feb there, it says you have awesome reviews. So I thought, oh, well, that's really nice. So we got off onto a cordial and very nice relationship there. I hadn't bought anything, but I thanked her for her kind comments, and I, you know, asked if I could help in any other way. She actually asked me, I've not put it on here, because it's by the by to me, but the Astral does not come with the facility to actually record out from, like the Mk4 does. It's built in with an aux out jack on it. Hence, the price is cheaper. But she wanted to record out. So I went out of my way and I said, "Oh, don't worry about it." She didn't offer to pay. She just asked me if I could do that. So I said, "Yeah, I'll pop one on. It's only a jack. I'll incorporate that into you, and you'll have a special astral box with the nugs out on it." And jokingly, I said, "Don't tell everybody, or they'll all want one." Anyway, never heard anything more from that. That was the end of that. So we made the box, sent it off to her, and she received it, like I say, about a week ago. On 4th of March, as you can see there, she sent me the first of many, almost to the point of harassment, messages through XA. She says, "I'm having a lot of trouble with the Astral box I purchased from you. I put the 9-volt battery in, I watched your YouTube video. My box never did the sweep through channels as I've seen yours do on the YouTube video. The only sound it made was grrr." Right. Okay. Well, I'm trying to then visualise what she means by that. So it sounds to me straight away, she's mentioned battery a couple of times there. And yeah, if you've got a low charge battery, or even if you've bought a new battery and it's not a really good make, or even if it's a good make that's been on the shelf for a long time, they can discharge. And unless you've got a lot of, if it's properly charged, it's not going to work properly. Okay, so I explained all this to her and I said, try another battery, try following the printed instructions you've got with the box to the letter, watch the video again, try to give her all the help I could. I said, and if you've done all of that and it still isn't working properly, please send it back and I will take a look at it for you myself. I got the impression though straight away, because I got this message back after that. She's put, "No, now it will not turn on at all." Okay, well, right. I'm really sad. I feel really bad, but can I exchange it for the other model? Please let me know. And then she shows the picture of the page she's been on for the FCD Mk4 Adj. So you can see what the intention is here, can't you? That she's had the Astro for a week, then suddenly seen the Mk4 and decided, well, I don't want this one anymore. I want the new one. But I can't just buy the new one because I can't afford it. I've just bought the Astro. I want to. She could have come from a completely different angle here, right? She could have said, "I bought the Astral. I like the Mk4 better. Would you mind doing a replacement, and I'll pay the extra?" No, didn't want to do that. Just wanted to get a Mk4. I could tell from the get-go. She said that a knob was missing off the side of it. No, it wasn't. Luckily enough, we photograph every single device we send out. We know the condition of them. There were no knobs missing off the side of it. And she said she'd made a video of it not working. Right. Well, I've had this many times before. What they do is they don't put the battery in at the back, and when you ask them to turn it round, there's no battery there. Well, they won't do it because they know there's no battery there. And then later on they say, "Oh, it's suddenly working again now." I've seen it all, and I'm sure other ghost builders out there have seen the same. Okay? What they don't want to do is send it back to you, right? Because they know you'll find either they've done something to it, or to stop it working, or there's nothing wrong with it. And they do everything they can then to try and, change that situation. And it's just dishonesty. All right, and then I offered her to send the Astro back, right, which is all in the proof in the XC messages, and I will look at it for her after explaining that it's working 100% tested. We test everything 3 times from FCD before we send them, and we video that before packaging. And to that she replies, you can tell it's getting angrier and angrier, this. It says you accept exchanges. And she's read that on the page. It does, it's part of our policy. So I tell her, yes, we do. But for the same item. Now, I'm going to explain something here, which some of these people just don't get. And I'm sure, I get it, and this is what I do. If I bought a car, let's say I bought a Ford that had been out for about, 6 months or something, and then Ford decided to bring out another model. Well, they do. They have a range of cars, they're different models, okay, to fit different budgets. I couldn't keep the car even for a week and then go back and say, "I've changed my mind. I want that model of car. Just replace it." I could go back and say, "Would you consider be trading the car back in for that other model, and I'll pay the extra. That's how it works. We know that that's how it works. Unless there's a definite fault with it, and then I might go out of my way to actually accommodate them by giving them a good discount on the new model or something like that, because I do believe in being fair and honest. But you can see what she was doing here. It's so obvious. Yeah, she's using that. We do accept exchanges, but it's got to be for the same item. You can't start saying, I mean, right, well, could she say that I don't want this Astral box anymore and I want 20 hacked Ghost Box radios, for example? You're not going to do it, are you? No. Anyway, to that she replies, you can tell it's getting angry with the short, sharp sentences. You did not even offer to try to fix it. Well, I did. In the previous message to this one, early on in the conversation, I wrote to her in a friendly manner, even though I could feel what was going on here, that the best thing for her to do if it didn't work was to send it back, and I will have a look at it for her, which is trying to fix it if there is a fault, and then, if it is, I'll exchange it for another one, a new one of the same type, or a refund. I mentioned then, it's the first time I'm going to say, if you're not happy with that at all, just send it back and I'll refund you in full, as long as it comes back in the condition that you received it. Okay, so, and then to that she just demands. This is where the demanding starts, and you always know you're on a dodgy wicket then with these people. I want a refund now. It's almost childish. She's trying to get a refund now because she hasn't succeeded in exchanging it for the better, it's not a better model, it's a different model, okay? More expensive model. She hasn't managed to do that, so now she wants to actually get the refund and make every excuse of that what she got she wasn't happy with. Okay, but she could have done that right at the beginning. There was no need for a long and drawn-out conversation at all, but she has an agenda, like I said. And it isn't about her buying the box and being happy with it. I think she's a bit peeved off because the Astral had come out and she thinks that she could dish the Astral. But the problem is the Mk4 Plus has returned, and it's just made him a little bit more angry, unfortunately. Anyway, that's her problem. Then she exaggerates the cost of return of postage. They do this every time. It's to try and say, I'm not sending it back because it's going to cost me this amount or that amount. She states $50. Well, that's double what it costs me to send it out to her. So I don't know what service she's using. Again, it's exaggeration to make you say, we'll just keep it, I'll refund you. Okay? And then she says, I could have bought one from Amazon, but tried to support a small business. Now, I looked into this person and I found out that, she is interested in buying various things like haunted dolls, and she's bought a few things off Etsy like that. And her argument started to be that she wasn't happy but my returns policy, you'll see in a second how this pans out, was a certain way, and she didn't believe she had to pay for the return. Okay? Now, some sellers give you free returns, some sellers give you no returns. You're just stuck with the item, whether it's broken, good, or whatever. Okay? That's just their policy, and it's up to them how they set it. Our policy on Etsy and on the website is that you've got an amount of time to send the item back. It has to be returned in the condition that you received it, i.e. not used to hell and broken and things, and then you will get a refund back for it. Well, now she's telling me she could have bought one on Amazon and that, and I know what she's hinting at there, because I've heard this before from another person who, I'm not going to say who the seller is, but they're connected with the SB7. And it's every time we bring out the Mk4, there's this massive threat to their sales, I think, that they just need to concentrate on their own product. It's been around much longer than FCD have. And I don't go around trying to dish them. But that's what it is, okay? That's what she's relating to there. She should have bought an SB7 if that's the case, and good luck to her with it. That's up to her. Right, we'll move on to the next slide because this continues. This drama is amazing how it goes on. Okay. So then she starts to accuse me. Right, it's all my fault. All of this. You know, I've offered all the things that I've mentioned previously, and then it's a personal thing. And this is what they're doing. Really, they're not attacking the product or FCD. They want to attack you then because they can't win any other way. She writes, and your approach was completely uncalled for. What, offering for her to give her a refund if she sends it back? Or to have a look at it for her if she wants to keep it? That's totally uncalled for. I will be leaving a review with your messages. No doubt she will, because that's what they like to do, these people. But we don't worry about that because we get so many positive and fantastic. Their review or their feedback usually looks ridiculous, stuck in amongst all of it, because there are very, very few people that can do it. The majority of people are good, honest people and enjoy the product. And if they have a problem, they talk to me in a decent and honest, factual way, and it gets resolved. Okay, that's how I operate. And I hope, if I buy something from somebody, they operate in that way with me. But they're not. They're going to threaten you here. This is what she wants to do, is threaten me. I can leave my honest, so she's honest now, review and still get a refund because this, and shouting at me now, I've got no caps, this is a horrible experience. Right, okay. I don't know what level she bases that on or anything, but the only horrible experience is me receiving all these threatening and demanding messages from you when I've tried to be decent to you. Anyway, I've seen this tactic, as I've mentioned it a few times before. They don't change the way they do it. She then reverts back to being nice, and they do this every time as well. If you don't answer back to that, they're thinking that the more that they can exaggerate this and pressure you and keep sending them, that you'll just buckle in and say, I'll keep it then, and I'll give you all your money back. Because I want to be cleverer than you. That's what it's really about. Okay? And then she'll go back to her friends on Amazon and say, look what I did. Okay. Right, well, that's not how I operate. And then she reverts back to being nice again to get what she's just previously demanded. And she says, after I send it back, will I receive my refund? I think she realises at that point she's probably gone a little bit too far. She's saying all these bad things about me, threatening me and things with a review and some the other. And then thinking, oh shit, I might not get my refund now. She would do. She can call me every name under the sun. It's a professional thing, business. It's not, you're thinking she calls me unprofessional. But whether she hates me or not, it's nothing to do. It's a transaction between myself and her with an item she's bought. Okay, that's all. If she sent it back and it's in good condition, the condition that she received it, I would be happy to refund her. I will block her and I'll never sell to her again. And that's my decision and my choice. But it's nothing to do with I won't give her a refund if she doesn't start being nice to me. I couldn't care less about that. But then she immediately, before I can say yes, I can't get the message back to her explaining that, she's back on the attack once again. Because it's this underlying urgency to try and just dish FCD. You can feel it. And she puts, and I can leave my review and still get a refund. So she's obviously asking somebody. She can tell the way she's writing it. Somebody is informing her what she can and can't do, or they think she can and can't do. You are unprofessional. You're basically saying I can't say my experience with your device. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We get, majority of our feedback, which is proven. We used to, I don't get as much really on Etsy because they don't tend to leave it as much as they did on eBay. eBay almost demanded it each time. Okay, but 99.9% of the feedback's really positive and really good. We did get the odd one or two that people weren't happy with, and we tried to resolve that. And they had agendas sometimes, so they put negative things in. I've never stopped her from doing that. She hasn't done it yet. That's what's really odd. She can do it. It won't matter. I have the right of reply underneath her feedback, and I'll just explain everything. So it doesn't worry me. The threat is not there. Like I say, she'll look stupid, what she does, because it's in amongst everybody else's, and hers just stands out as if, She's been pedantic, it's just how it is. In the end, she decides that she doesn't want to talk with me anymore. Right, well, yeah, that happens all the time. Too much tripping herself up. She said really early on, and this probably is the thing that got her mad. Okay, I haven't put it on here because if I put everything on here, we'd have tens of slides, and I'm sure I don't want to bore you with all of those. But what she said early on was that the actual suite wouldn't work. Okay, but she didn't realise she just said that it wouldn't turn on because the battery wouldn't work. So how does she know the suite wouldn't work? She said she tried the suite and it wouldn't work properly. It won't even come on if the battery isn't working properly, or it doesn't work, would it? So you see my point. You can tell when they're actually not being quite honest with you. In the end, she decides that she won't talk to me anymore. Right, tripping herself up. So she states, I'm dealing with Etsy directly. I'd already told her this about a good 3/4 of an hour into these conversations before. The best thing, if she wasn't happy, was to actually open a claim with Etsy directly, let them look at it. But Etsy will tell her that all they are, they're different to eBay. So their tactics these people use on eBay don't work on Etsy. And that's why we went there. Because Etsy allow the shop owner, FCD, the business, to state their own policies, and Etsy stick to them, which is good. eBay don't. Etsy, if you'll see in a minute, we've all got our own returns policies, and it's up to you how you want to state them. You get a choice, and you pick from them. And if she goes to Etsy, they're just going to say, look, when you bought this, FCD stated to you in their policy that yes, they accept returns as long as you send the item back in the condition you received it, you'll get a refund. So you need to send it back. That's all that Etsy's going to say to her. They're not going to say, yeah, keep it and we'll make him pay. No, it's not going to work that way. So she can deal directly with Etsy. Etsy will also look at all the messages. They'll see exactly how this has panned out and what's really been going on here. But I'm not comfortable with how this has gone, well, neither was I. And I would appreciate if you dealt with Etsy directly as well and refrain from messaging me. I just accused her, actually. Well, I accused her, I informed her that she sent 26 messages within half an hour, 30 minutes, okay, from Etsy platform. That could be classed as harassment. Now she's telling me I have to refrain. She's just reversing everything that she's doing. Okay, so I ignored that. That is after a barrage of lies, abuse of confidence, and necessary demands. She believes now that Etsy will give her a refund, that's send it back, and that's that. Now, what is so ironic about this is that none of that was necessary at all. A genuine customer would not have gone down that route. They would have said, I'll have a look at what you've suggested to me. She hasn't even addressed that. She doesn't want to do that. She don't want to try another battery. She doesn't want to try and read the instructions again. And then she could do all of that, and then she could say, look, Nigel, it still isn't working. That's what they do. That's what people would do. And then I've even done video one-to-ones with them where, I'll talk to them and talk them through it, and I can see straight away what the problem might be. And if there is a major problem with them, which I doubt very much, I can tell we don't send out dodgy items. This is what this person is trying to imply. Then I'd say send it back, and I'd have a look at it, and I'd be able to see what's happened to it. Okay? But none of that, they don't know any of that. Her only intention was to try and get hold for free, and probably do the same thing that she's doing with the Astral, and that's to try and make out that it's no good. Get them out for to be able to do that. That is the only intention you can tell. Well, that ain't going to work, is it? But the thing is, at the end of the day, she realises that isn't going to work, so she wants a refund. She wants her money back because the whole little scheme has not worked at all. It's just fallen and crumbled away. And it does every time with these people because they don't think things through. They're just a bit silly, really. They should put their energy. How many videos have I made where I say they should put their energy into actually their own devices, showing how good they are, promoting those, and stop attacking other people for their own ends. because it's ridiculous. Anyway, I want to show you something here. One of her demands was that one of her reasons, I should say, not demand, reasons for not wanting to send it back. Remember, it's America, so it's not going to be cheap postage, but it's the cheapest rate that you can find that we use that is tracked and secure. Okay, we have to do that because we do get one or two customers that reckon that they've not turned up when they have. So we're on that ball as well. So we make sure they're tracked with the Royal Mail and the country receiving the shipment. They use GPS tracking, which is different to what anybody sees, in the public, and they know where that item is. Okay, so they try that though, some of them, and so we use all that. So I said to her, but you can send it back as long as you get the tracking for it to prove you've sent it, and that covers her as well. Remember, in case it gets lost or anything, she can claim in compensation for it. Well, no, she don't want to do that anymore. She tried to say it'd cost $50 to do it, and on top of all what she spent already, and blah blah blah. Now the thing is that although she's not happy to do that with FCD on this occasion, I want to show you something here. Look, let's just go back to our images. If I find the right one, not that one. There we go. This customer deals with 9 other. If you go to her, I'm not going to tell you who she is, obviously, but please take me on my word. This customer deals with and has bought off 9 other businesses who operate on Etsy the same as FCD do. And all of them have equal or worse, no, worse is the wrong word, less returns policy, for the customer than we do. I'm not going to read them all out there. You can read them yourself on the screen. Mystic Magic's buyers are responsible for return of postage costs. That's the same as FCD, right? Look, she's bought off Moondance Magic. I don't accept returns or exchanges. No problem. And she left them great review. No returns policy stated on another one. Everybody else, the response exactly the same. Some don't accept returns, but she's happy to buy from them. So her attitude towards FCD is completely out of the water, really. Now, I don't want to make a massive point of this. It could go on for ages, this, because there's much more detail, in what she said and things, and it just got a bit slanderous and abusive, really. But you've seen what you've seen. This person is in a position now where she said she's dealing with that, so we'll see. And I'll keep you updated on that, because I think it's interesting to let these people that have attacked FCD in the past know how this process goes and see that they're just futile. They're wasting their own time. That's what I'm trying to get across here. I've been saying it for years since we started, that if they want to attack, they're just wasting their own time. Okay, so what we're going to do is leave that there. Well, like I say, I'll update you in another YouTube video on how this all goes, and we'll see what the outcome is. And all the way through, I'm just going to remain fair, open-minded, do the right thing, and that's why we have a lot of success at FCD, because we care about our customers. There are genuine customers who are fantastic out there. We get a lot of support from them, and we really, really appreciate it. Okay, so thank you to those people. People like this customer who thinks they're doing something pretty clever. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you're just wasting your time. All the best, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you like what we're doing on here, like and subscribe. We've got the partner YouTube channel now, Nigel and Helm's Paranormal Portal, if you want to nip over to that and have a look. And let us know your views and comments. And you may agree with me, you may not agree with me. I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 of you out there that see this differently. Well, put your comments in the thing and like or dislike. I don't mind. Either way, she's going to be helping FCD. Okay, cheers. All the very best.